بس إنه 25 meters each.
So by 5 by 5, or it could be an open-ended offices. يعني كيف offices could be of irregular shapes and they could be كلهم فاتحين with partitions. Okay? يعني I will come up here, I'll come up here, I'll come up here. This is small reception. If it's a faculty member, كل خمسة مع بعض. Okay? And each one is with a space. أعطيني gray please. Yeah, nice. And then I will enter to this complex. Solid, 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 solid. That's it. This is glassed, 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 glassed. Okay, reception أو يعني rest area, office, office. لأنه faculty offices. كل 3 offices, courts. Okay, then you start thinking of what is this dimension. Usually when we design, and I'm writing in my program, always count on this type of, all architects in the world, they work with 120 by 120 dimensions. Why we do this? You know this, why? No. When we design, تمام, 30, 60, 90. When you design a bathroom and you have this is about 60 to a 90 اللي هو ايش؟ if you have a shower. If you have a bidet 15 المسافة بين البيديه والهاي 30 60. When you have a door 220 is this. When you have a door it's 90. When you have a corridor, corridors are 120 in the houses or 220 in offices, between offices or alleyways, or in hospitals they are what? 120 by 3, 360 by 480. Multiple of 120s. Again, why we do 120? Because the best, safest structural system is like this. Look at this, 120, 120, 120, 120, 120, 120. 1 2 3 4 بقديش؟ ب4 بقديش؟ 40. Usually work with a grid, you'll always be successful as architects. 120 because furniture, seatings 90, ارتفاع الطاولات, chairs, you know, 30, 60. Even the fixtures اللي هم الووتر والفصلز والكيت كله مبني على 15, 30, 60, 90, 120. And this is 480 by 480. This is a beautiful office room. If you have this, you open this, look at this. If you have 120, this is 90 up, well 120. These are the segments. If you want to put an office or a chair here, look where you put it. This is 60 by 240. If you'd like to have a big desk, if you want to put another desk next to it, it's 60 by 120. This is how we design our spaces. If we want to have a couch or a chair, it's 90 by 90, okay? Or it's 60 by 90. And this is how I start building my program. عرفتوا شو معنى program? Which is I move what I am thinking into a spatial organization. Is a program, then مساحات, spaces, then bubble diagram, zoning, before I do the design, before you jump into form. Tamam? Now from this, why I tell you this? Because look at this. If you have 120 by 6, حدا يضرب لي 6 ب 120, it's 720. صح؟ 720 by 720. This is the safest distance for a structural system. 27 في 14 و40. 27 اللي هي multiple. هيك. Look at this. column 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 column. 27 27 27 صح ولا قديش هي؟ 1.26 مظبوط. إذا هيك بصير عندي this is the best room for classroom. And you have your door here. You have another door here. And شو هدول؟ هلا بطلت الشغلة شغلة كراسي ومحاضرات. You do 240 240 240 لأنها archaeological أو you could group this. You should be flexible when you are designing a training place or a place لأنه people could make these. شوفوا الطاولات they could be إيش؟ ينضموا على بعض and there will be some kind of an exhibition or a working classroom, not a regular classroom. Theaters. If you open Newford and you want to look at theaters, look at the theaters. أي واحد يفتح نيوفورد. Look at the theater. You enter through أردها. كيف تدخل على الثياتر؟ مباشرة ولا from sideways؟
sideways.
sideways. إذا you need في ردها ثانية sideways and then you enter. There is a walkway. هذا بيعملوا له الصوتيات. شو لازم يكون في الثياتر إذا كان في باك ستيج؟ طب كويس هيك والله فكرك تعرفوا كل شيء. Look at this. A backstage. هي الباك ستيج for changing. شو بكون كمان؟ أنا برسم لأنه شايف نيوفورد مصمم ثياترز في إيش؟
وولز عشان الصوت والأشياء هاي.
صح بس في exit. People should exit through here. هذا هون في جدار.
ممر.
هذا ممر صح. You exit from here. وفي sometimes people could enter to the stage مش من هون. This is how you design a theater. Look at the stage. You design it this way. وشوفوا what Renzo Piano did in the theater in Rome. Look at that. This is a small theater. Space. Look at this. This is how I start working my program, guys. Sorry. Circulation. I have a circulation. صح؟ هون لازم يكون in the backstage there should be what? Changing room or exhibitions. وكله صار mechanical. هلا when you do this you should look at the Newford and this is my entry. في ردها كبيرة. Takes about 500 people. Then there is an entry statement. You come here. وبتيجي على اليمين والشمال. There will be doors. وهون في double door مشان النويز. Okay. And people could enter كمان to a lobby وبعدين بتدخلوا على هيك بتدخلوا على الثياتر. شو في هون في الثياتر؟ في كمان projection room. And then when you enter في slope لازم أعرف شو هي هاي. These are my seatings. And then I will put this form. هون في لهذا stage الباك stage or the theater or whatever. And there are so many ways you could do this. Look at this. Look at that because of acoustics. شو بيعملوا في acoustics? بيجوا على السايدز هدول وبيعملوا فيهم some forms of louvers to absorb. وفي special technicality for the theater. خلصنا من الثياتر. We'll move. خلصنا الدفتر. Bring me another. يلا اضحكوا شوي معلش. ما بدكم تشتغلوا. شوفوا هذا يشتغل. What is next? What is the most important thing in archaeological center? Exhibition. Okay. I come through from whatever I'm designing. ما بعرف حسب الديزاين تبعكم. If I enter this way, دخلت على لوبي double hole system بأخذني على some form of an exhibition. بما إنه archaeological, maybe I will look into the form of look at Louis Kahn. افتحي لي دولس art museum بدالاس. Louis Kahn, Lorenzo Piano, and how they designed their museum or the exhibition space. لقيتيه يا سلام عليك. One of my favorite museums. Look at this. When you come to a space, you should come through a grand open plaza, some nice exhibition archaeology. Then you come back. طبعا في components, and if you want to come up to an archaeological exhibition, دايما it should be very simple. لأنه your work is to exhibit artifacts, okay? So people should move and look, move and look, move and look. We don't want to have, maybe we need 120 by 10, about 12 meters, صح? By 24 meters or something like this. This is more than ample enough to have a small exhibition. Now when you design an exhibition, look at that. You enter here, this is a human scale, صح? And you are entering, look at the exhibits. Exhibits لازم يكونوا شوية. And they should be protected with the glass, protected with the glass. No lights in the museum. Indirect light. Look what he did in Dulles Art Museum. Look what they did, he and Renzo Piano. This is the light, this is the light. Dim lighting, they call it. Dim lighting, controlled environment, okay? And look at that. And when you enter, هذا كلياته you enter through a space. هون في nice double volume. The museum should have تهوية صح. Okay, spatial configuration. تمام? Next, what else? Coffee shop ما هو هذا زي هذا بسيط غيره.
في circulation, public parking, outdoor exhibition space وindoor وفي storage. طيب. When you want to enter a space into a building, في إشي بنسميه seductivity in architecture. Seductivity you should not see the gate directly. People should come through here, come through this space, come to this. Suddenly there is a wall, says this is a museum or archaeological center. Directly takes you through a space. Most of what Renzo Piano did or Louis Kahn, they did a mass of trees. 30 شجرة تمر حنة على المدخل. Through aggregate. تعرفوا شو معنى aggregate؟ زلط صغير. And they walk through the space. زلط حبيبات البحصة حصمة صغيرة, and they throw it all over. And they come on the other side of the museum or the archaeological center, whatever it is. What they did, they put a nice view and they create, what do you call it, reflective pool. When we design inside out, we have to know the value of where is our site. Beautiful view to Petra, صح? And you are designing on the top of a hill. And this is the way you build your program. After you build your program, you start coming up with zoning. What is zoning? Parking. Entry from the parking. Parking. Entry. Plaza before the building. After the plaza, you'll have components entry statement نردها. Okay? Definitely if this is north, this should be an open space. Open space. Exhibition bubble diagram. Cafeteria overlooking the park. Cafeteria. Okay? And then I will have my cluster of what? This is what they call it a bubble diagram. Labs. عشان السيرفيس إذا بدي أجيب إشي لللابس. تمام. These are my classrooms. These are my labs. This is a bubble functional diagram. After I do form, قبل الفورم, what shall we think of?
Space.
Yeah.
Space.
Language.
Concept. At one place. What is my concept? What is a concept? A concept is a series of impressions. عفي عليكي ايش؟ Series of impressions to be translated. Series of impressions from where? From history or site or culture or color. Concept. What is good about Petra? Everything. طب about people in Petra كلهم لما بتشوفوا بيلبسوا الحطة، ما بيلبسوها الحطة التقليدية، صاروا يسووا إلها ألوان، ولما يروحوا سواع عليهم بيلفوا عليهم زي الصيادين. كان جدك يا ميس بالصيد لما نطلع معه يلبس الحطة السوداء ويلفها هيك أو الحمراء ويعملها هيك، ما يحط عليه إيش؟ ما في عقال. فأنا بدي آخذ كونسبت، one of the concept. امسكي الحطة وزتيها. This is a concept. And what is the color of it? It's white or black? This is one way from culture. I have a site. From the site, كل السلاسل في القرى واللي موجود عندكم في الموقع في الدارة عبارة عن retaining walls. Another concept is to have an umbrella of an archaeological site of بدخل السايت and the internal walls inside my structure. Light. And I come, this is my entry from here. طبعا في steps or escalators. Come to a space. Another concept. صح؟ كمان.
الروك فورميشنز ممكن.
حلو. شو الروك؟ Look at Petra. Petra عبارة عن knee landscaping. This is by itself. I enter from here. One volume, double volumes, double volume. حتى الاركيتكتشر تبعي light comes through this. ديني blue. Look at that. يعني ألوان كفاية. هيك light like you. ما بنت عمي بقدر أنا أحكي. Look at this. And then I could play with terracing within a volume like this. كمان خلصنا دفتر لمين هو كيف مين كويس. Another form, another rock formation. Look at the form. Now I want to look at Petra. Gray, when gray. Look at Petra. صح؟ مش هيك الاركتكتشر of Petra? One. The other thing I want to look at the rocks within the site. الروكس في البتراء وفي القرى في الجنوب كل ما رجعت الروكس مش هاي سكيل تاع الروكس، هي الهيومن سكيل. هيوج. بما إنه it's carved in the wood or carved in the stone, I want to use the way carving my archaeological center, which means my concept is to create a big stone, and I want to شو بدي أعمل؟ carve my archaeological center within a cove. وبما إنه الترسز هيك عندي الأرض وهيك الأرض وهيك الأرض وهيك الأرض, which means I will dig this and will start building an archaeological park or archaeological building out of big stones, huge stones. بجيبهم بحطهم and I carve them and I build spaces within, زي flint stone. صح؟ هذا بيعرفوا؟ طيب غيره olive trees. Anybody knows olive? أنا بالدارة الدارة كلها olive trees. Look at the configuration of what? شو برسم أنا قاعد؟ The trunk of an olive tree. An umbrella. Archaeology is layers, historic layers. والشجر دائما في layers, صح؟ Look at this. From my lines, I could move into a configuration of spaces. Entry, space, leads me to another space, takes me to another space, take me to another space. شو بيسموه curve, angular composition. ليش angular composition؟ when you look at architecture بالبتراء كلها كارب بس mostly فيها angularity كمان, صح؟ فالangularity بتنعكس with the composition of you thinking of an olive tree or a trunk, and so many thousands of ideas you can build it. Once you do this, you bring your bubble diagram and zoning and you start working with forms. زي ما حكينا هديك النهار حكينا how you deal with a rectangle. طب لو بدي احط two rectangles كيف بدي اشتغل فيهم؟ من هون ولا احطهم هيك زي الصليب؟ what shall I do? corners. always خلوا الفورمز يغضوا على بعض. whether this or whether this. شوفوا انا هلا بدي اعمله angular. look at this, look at this. او اذا بدي اعمل spaces او linear composition ما اخلي linear compositions تبعي كلها واحدة. look at that. with a big space and multiple small spaces. وكان الله بالسر عليم. thank you.